Hello, my name is Anna. Welcome to the Liberated Yoga YouTube channel. The spine is the foundation of our health. If there is stiffness or numbness along the spine, it often reverberates all the way down the limbs. Every problem of the ankle, knee and hip, wrist, elbow and shoulder can be traced back to a misalignment of the spine. The following sequence is designed to awaken your body awareness of the spinal column, to help you regain some of flexibility of the spine, explore different ways of moving fluidly, and ultimately have you feel back in control of that essential foundation of health.
Begin in child's pose, with your hips as far back towards the heels as possible and your arms as far forward as possible. With your knees close together, take some breaths into your back ribs. Allow your head to be relaxed. Allow your exhale to lengthen and your inhale to deepen. And draw your awareness inwards. On the inhale, shift forward into table pose, arching the spine. On the exhale, release back into child's pose. Repeat a few times at your pace, coordinating breath and movement together. As you inhale forward into table pose and arch your back, squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades towards each other and slide them down the back. Relax in child's pose. Lifting the head up on the inhale and tucking the chin back down to the chest on the exhale. Moving on to cat and cow. On all fours, inhale and arch, exhale and round. Go back and forth with the breath. Tilting the pelvis forward, tilting the pelvis back. On the inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together and lifting the heart. On the exhale, spreading the shoulder blades apart, relaxing the head. Try and move as fluidly as possible, articulating every vertebra. If you feel some areas of numbness or poor awareness, feel free to linger there. Next, we'll move on to side squeeze. Maintaining a bit of a lumbar arch, draw the shoulder and hip towards each other on the same side. Keep your hips stacked over the knees. Let's connect these two movements together. Inhale and sway back. Exhale, squeeze side, round back, squeeze other side. Inhale onto center position. Alternate direction. Exhale, squeeze, round, squeeze. Inhale into sway back. Go side to side, fluidly articulating the spine. Visualize it as a jump rope. Maintain a little firmness in the lower belly, right between your hip points. Continue a couple of more times in each direction. Allow your shoulder blades to slide along the back ribs. Next, we'll move on to a twist. In neutral pelvis, inhale, take your left arm up and side. Exhale, take it under the right armpit, shoulder to the floor. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale, come back to all fours and switch sides. Alternate side to side, maintaining neutral pelvis throughout. Keep lengthening the exhalation each time you come into the twist. And keep your head in line with the spine, jaw and eyes relaxed. Continue at your pace a few times to each side. Next time your right shoulder is on the floor, make it your last repetition. And as you come back to starting position on all fours, transition into puppy pose. Step your hands far forward and release the chest towards the ground. The head can rest on the forehead or cheek. The chest doesn't have to come all the way down to the floor. As far as comfortable for you. Take a breath and then transition onto your belly into Sphinx pose with the elbows under shoulders. Maintain low belly firmness and shoulder blades back and down as you inhale and lift the elbows up, exhale and lower them down. Come up a little at first. Don't feel the need to straighten your arms right away or ever. Only come up as high as comfortable for you. Pay close attention to sensations in your low back, neck and shoulders. Only if you feel comfortable can you come up higher and higher as you gradually increase the range of motion here. Allow your head to do whatever's comfortable as well, following the line of the spine. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Next time you release the elbows to the floor, let's pedal the shoulders in a figure 8, moving one shoulder up, back and down, and then the other up, back and down. Repeat a few times in one direction and see if you can reverse the direction. Keep the low ribs down on the ground as you do this. This should loosen whatever tension you still have remaining in your neck and shoulders and prepare you for a back bend with a twist. Come back into Sphinx pose. Step one hand in under the shoulder and then lifting up, look over the shoulder with a twist. Exhale, center, inhale, switch sides. Continue like this, side to side, keeping your belly on the floor. This doesn't need to be a deep back bend. After a few repetitions, if you do feel a desire for a deeper back bend, see if you can grab the ankle on the same side. Or maybe lift the supporting elbow off the floor. When you finish, shift back into child's pose and rest there for a few breaths. Next, we're going to work on wave-like movement of the spine from child into table and back. First, visualize your spine like a wave coming onto the shore, rounding on the inhale into table pose, and arching on the exhale back into child's pose. On the inhale, come forward into table pose with your spine rounded. On the exhale, flip the tailbone up, arching the spine, and sink back into child's pose. You can bend the elbows ever so slightly, hugging the inner arms towards your sides. The shoulder blades should spread across the back as you round, squeeze together as you arch, but they should not be sliding up towards the ears. Rest in child's pose and visualize your ability to translate a mental image into a physical movement. And then visualize the same movement in reverse. Let's try that. On the inhale, keeping your elbows bent and shoulder blades squeezing together, shift forward, keeping yourself low to the ground as if you're trying to slide under a low bar. Push the elbows to straight into a version of an up dog, and then exhale with the spine rounded back into child's pose. Visualize the same wave now retreating back into the ocean. After repeating the movement several times, rest in child's pose and process your ability to execute that mental command. Practice it like this for a few weeks until you've built up enough awareness and flexibility in the spine before you go on to the strengthening version of the same movement, which you can practice first with your hands on the wall or the back of a couch. The wave-like transition from down dog to up dog is very challenging, and the full version I am demonstrating here should only be attempted if you are able to maintain a proper shoulder alignment. Position your torso at 90 degrees to your legs, with your hands on the wall, couch, or floor. You can bend your knees if you have any tightness in the hamstrings to make sure that you begin with your spine in neutral. On the inhale, rounding your back, spreading the shoulder blades, and scooping your belly, come forward into plank. Arch the spine at the top of the inhalation. Then on the exhale, spread the shoulder blades again as you move into round back plank and continue into down dog, finishing with the full extension of the spine. Repeat this wave-like transition from down dog to up dog, articulating one vertebra at a time. To protect the low back, stay connected to your deep core by moving the hip points towards each other until you feel the transverse abdominis and the lowest belly engage, and your pelvic floor also acquire a subtle lift. When you finish, come into child's pose and rest there for a couple of breaths, processing the experience, reviewing it in your mind. What went well? Where did you struggle? Adding a little push-up element, or chaturanga, will challenge your ability to stay in control even more. Let's try those same wave-like movements we were doing on all fours with bent elbows in down dog, up dog combination. Come into down dog at the wall, couch, or floor. Then on the inhale, shift forward into rounded back plank. On the exhale, bend the elbows, arch the back, and shift into down dog from there. Inhale forward, exhale, flip the tailbone up and push the arms to straight. Inhale forward, bend the elbows, hug to the midline. Exhale, push the arms to straight into down dog. Reversing that, inhale, bend the elbows on knees, slide as if under a bar, pushing forward into up dog. Exhale, spreading the shoulder blades with rounded back, transition into plank, and then extend into down dog. Again, keeping your elbows close to the midline, hugging those inner arms to the sides will help you engage the proper muscles in the shoulder. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, push up into up dog. Exhale, spread the shoulder blades and float smoothly into down dog. When you finish, rest in child's pose. Again, replay the experience in your mind so you could learn from it, and take deep breaths into your back body. To finish this sequence, let's come on to our backs. Hug the knees into chest. On the inhale, extend legs up to the ceiling at 90 degrees to the torso and bring the arms overhead. On the exhale, come back to starting position with knees into chest. Repeat. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, soft release and contraction. This is a counter pose to downward facing dog. So let's do this a few times, approximately the same number of repetitions as the down dogs you've just done. When you finish, hold the knees into chest and pump them in softly to release the low back. And we will finish with Apanasana. Hold on to your knees with both hands, fingers facing down. And on the inhale, bring the knees away from you, keeping the legs together. On the exhale, bring the knees back into chest. Maintain contact with the knees and only bring the legs out as far as the arms allow when they straighten. This should be a small and relaxed movement. When you finish, bring your feet down, relax, and spend a few minutes breathing deeply and resting. Meditate on creating flexibility and strength in equal measure and bringing more balance to your body and mind. Namaste.